In 5-star, your goal is to make sure that your die is closest to the yellow ball when a 5-star, that is, the number 5, is rolled. You'll be standing outside the playing field, taking turns throwing balls to either move the dice or the yellow ball. Now, let's learn how to play 5-star. Start by setting up the playing field as a square on a shortcut lawn using the 2 beige and the 2 black straps on each side, like this. Place the yellow ball in the middle of the playing field. Choose colors for the players, beige or black. The players take the 3 dice in their chosen color and stand outside the playing field, behind one of the 2 straps matching their own color. Take turns throwing the dice onto the field, trying to get them as close to the yellow ball as possible. The beige team or player goes first. The player whose die ends up closest to the yellow ball takes the 3 throwing balls and starts the game. And now you're ready to play. When it's your turn to throw, you must stand behind one of the 2 straps in your color. You cannot stand outside the corners, but you are allowed to lean and reach beyond them. When throwing, there are several different goals to choose from. You can aim at your own die to move it closer to the yellow ball. You can aim at your opponent's die to move it farther away from the yellow ball. You can also aim at the yellow ball itself to move it to a better spot, or you might hit a die just to change its value or roll a 5-star. After 3 throws, it's the other player's or team's turn. If a new 5-star appears after a throw, pause the game. Check which die is closest to the yellow ball. Only the player whose die is closest to the yellow ball score points, regardless of the color of the 5-star die or which player threw. That player earns points for all their dice that are closer to the yellow ball than any of the opponent's dice. The total value is counted based on the upward facing sides of those dice. If a die is tilted, the side most visible from directly above counts. When points are counted, all dice remain where they are. The player or team that didn't score any points take all the balls, the yellow ball and the throwing balls. They first throw the yellow balls strategically into play, then the throwing balls. If a 5-star appears, the round ends immediately, even if the player hasn't thrown all 3 balls yet. During the game, the throwing balls are allowed to land outside the playing field, but the yellow ball and the dice must stay inside the field. If the yellow ball or any die is more than halfway outside the field, the opposing team gets 3 points and throws the ball or die back in. The game then continues. Each player or team also has a joker, which can be used once per game. Using a joker means giving up one of your 3 throwing balls to instead swap the positions of any 2 dice, even your opponent's. The dice values must remain the same after swapping. Once a player has used their joker, the opponent cannot use theirs immediately afterwards. The player team that first reaches 21 to 25 points wins. If a player reaches 26 points or more, their score drops back to 12 points and the game continues. And now you're ready to play 5-star.